It's been 12 days since the Jazwares Vault opened up, and today something arrived. Based on how things have been going for the past year and a half or so, I wasn't ready to believe it until it arrived, and this is what showed up. A brown Fortnite box. Isn't that exciting? What's even more exciting is what was inside of this box. This really cool gray briefcase looking box that says Fortnite, has some symbols on it, and I'm sure a bunch of you kind of have an idea of what this is. If not, let's take a closer look at it. To make it official, it is none other than the Tempest Gunner and Golden Dr. Sloan 2-pack that we've kind of seen images of for a while now, on and off. So, real quick, let's take a peek here at the side of the box. This says right there that this is the IO Guard chest, and it has Dr. Sloan Golden as FSE 003. And Gunner Tempest is FSE 004. I think the FSE means Fortnite Special Edition. That's just a guess on my part. The top portion just has some legal information, barcode, and other random little bits of information. The bottom just says Fortnite and looks like a chest that you can open. On the opposite side, there's really nothing at all. And then back here to the front, we've got down here in the bottom left corner, it says what it includes. 2 4-inch figures, 2 harvesting tools, 1 swappable head, 2 weapons, and 1 consumable. So that's what we can expect inside of here. So all we have to do is crack it open, and it sounds like there's some Velcro. There we go. And there's the top of the box, or the inside top. But there is what we have been waiting for and looking for. We get a nice little display with the 2 figures and all their accessories, and that's really cool. And if you like displaying your figures, good luck trying to figure out how to hold this lid up so you can actually see the figures, because it's kind of a heavy. It's like a hollow box lid, but the way it bends, it's still heavy. So you're going to have a way of holding this lid up if you want to be able to see the figures. Otherwise, you can have it sitting on your shelf like this, and you'll have to just crack it open to peek at it once in a while. But I don't know about you. I'm interested in getting these figures out, and I'm done talking about this box. Let's go. All right, they're out of the box, so let's take a quick peek here at these accessories. We've got Gunner's Stinger SMG right there, and we've got a tactical assault rifle right there, and I don't think they've got any wraps. I think this is just what Gunner's SMG looks like in game, and this just looks like a basic wrap. You've got some dual punch saw harvesting tools, and these will fit directly over the hands, maybe. And then finally we got this thing right here, the IO Eradicator pickaxe, which belongs to Sloan. And I made it sound so final, but there's actually this as well. This is a Rift to Go, and it looks just like the one that I recently took a look at with Mecha Team Leader. In fact, it looks pretty much identical. It doesn't look like there's anything special about it at all. And then now finally we get this secondary helmet for Gunner. It is a Tempest style, so it'll fit right up there on top of that, and we'll swap that out here in just a moment or two. I'm going to set all of these accessories off to the side and take a peek, beginning with Sloan here first. So let's get her just a little bit closer. And this is the Sloan kind of that most people have been wanting. They've been wanting the more traditional looking Sloan, and well, as right now, this is as close as we're getting. We got this one in the Chapter 2 set, and so we were supposed to get it in a solo mode a while ago, but we did get this one finally, the armored or the tactical battlesuit version. But this is the one that's a little bit closer to the iconic one, where she's in the brown pants and the plaid shirt. We're just missing that version, which I've seen on cross sales that we're supposed to be getting, and I hope we still get that one. This is nice. The super style is pretty cool and everything, but I really would like the other one more than I would like this one, but I'll be happy with this one. At least we got this nice head, and one of the things I've been thinking about is, would this head fit onto this peg over here? Just looking quickly here side by side, this head looks larger than that one, so I'm kind of thinking it might not. This head pops off pretty easily, but this one's going to need to be heated up, at least my figure. I don't know if I'm going to do that because I kind of saw some stress marks on the peg. I don't really want to break this one just yet, but I might have to try and find another one that just might break on me. Anyway, so there's a little quick discussion about the head. So the articulation for this figure, head rotates all the way around. She looks down really well, looks up really well. It's a very loose head, in fact. There's really not a lot of articulation in this upper portion. The arms rotate all the way around. If you want them to lift up, they can that way. And of course, all the way up. There is a rotation at the elbow and a hinge. And this is, surprisingly, for as skinny of a figure this is, it wasn't designed to go 90 degrees. Because this arm is bent back, and I'm not sure if it's supposed to be bent back like that. Let's take a look at this one over here. This one's a little bit better, so I don't know, maybe I got a kind of a weird one, because this arm bows backwards a little bit, so it puts the arm straight down. That's kind of weird. The wrist rotates and hinges. In fact, the right wrist is the up and down, the left wrist is the back and forth over here, so that's kind of good. Correct gun wrist, I guess, over here. There is a chest cut. Works really well. Goes all over the place. Wiggly, wiggly. There is there is, well, no. Yes, no, yes. There is a bit of a rotation there at the high waist, but you got to really squeeze to do that. Now, the legs are kind of interesting. You would think by looking at this figure that there's no knee articulation. Well, you're kind of partially right and partially wrong. We'll rotate this figure all the way around, and you'll notice that there are very slight cuts here. And let's maybe get a little bit closer. There are some slight cuts in the pants there, and that is supposed to allow for articulation. Now, too bad it doesn't allow for great articulation, because this is about what you get. I could go further, and I don't know if I'm going to rip these pants or not. It looks like it's a normal knee from a regular Fortnite figure, so that there are two joints in there, but you can't use it. So it's kind of like, what's the point? Yeah, just looking up in there. If the cut would have gone maybe just a little bit higher, maybe to here, that would have been great. But it's like just below the articulation point. And to safely do that, so you don't rip or damage the figure, that's where you go. And that's on both of them. That's about what you're going to get right there. So, yeah. Anyway, the ankle has a pivot and a hinge up and down. Let's go ahead and see how far she hinges. All right, kind of getting her set up there. So that's how far back she goes. Let's click, click, click forward. And she can go quite a ways forward. That's pretty good, I think. So it's a really nice figure. The gold's kind of cool. It's almost like a two-tone gold. The pants, the waist is one color of gold. The lower arms, the midsection is like a different color, like more of a silver gold. The boots and the ankles are a bit of a silver gold, and then part of the tie. So it's kind of like a two-toned gold. So I'm sure it costs a little bit of money to make that, but you know, it's cool. Wow, I sounded so negative here. That was bad. It's cool. It's okay. Mine has this little dot like right here. Oh, that's kind of weird. Oh, I did notice. Let's get close again. So my figure is a little bit weird, and I hope you can see this, but I've got like all this like weird whitish stuff on the lower portion of the back of her hair. It's not on the front, it's just on the back. I think you can kind of see it like right through there and a little bit right there. But there's just like, it's not like white tipped. It's almost like she has a spider web down here, or mold is growing. It doesn't really look good. I'm not sure what they're going for, if they're going for some sort of like a light colored wash or a whitewash on the hair. But whatever it is, because it's like, a good thing I got some tweezers, like I can actually pull some of this stuff out. Yeah, I can pull some of these pieces out, and it is kind of like a webbing or a mold. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. So, like, see right there on those tweezers? I can actually pull this stuff out, and I don't think it's supposed to be there. I think I'm going to need to wash my hands after this review. But, like, there's another one down here. There's, like, all this weird white stuff just sticking out. I'm performing surgery right now on video. There's like another one right there. You can see that little bit on the end of the tweezers. I'm not really sure what this is. I'm curious, for any of you who get this figure, do you see the same thing that I'm seeing? Is there's like this white, hairy, like moldy spider web junk on the back of her hair? I would love to know this. Because, yeah, it's kind of weird. I've never seen that on a Fortnite figure before, unless these figures have sat somewhere they shouldn't for a long time. I happened to notice that the manufacturing date for these figures was way back in September, so, you know, maybe they sat somewhere they shouldn't have for a while, and maybe they were in a waste area. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to Gunner. So, he's cool, isn't he? Look at the colors. Let's get her off to the side. So I like the colors. There's a lot more colors on him than her. We got the gold. We got kind of a metallic purple there that really shines. I like that a lot. I like these color combinations a whole lot better than the regular styles. Now, I just realized something, and I didn't just realize that. I saw it when I was taking the figure out. Mine did not come with the secret accessory of the knife. And so for anyone who doesn't know, this has a knife back there. I think it's like a purple color or a gold color. This is from another Gunner I've got, but there was a knife that was there and I didn't get one. So there's several little oddities about this set already. You know, that's just kind of weird. Quality, maybe, you know, might be in question right here. You do get this gold gun upside down, and that is kind of like a secret accessory. It's tucked right in here to the holster on his right hip. So that's kind of neat. I love when they actually give us these little secret accessories, the things that are on the figures or on the character skin in game, and sometimes they don't, but sometimes they do, and it's a lot of fun. So his articulation, he's got some fairly unique articulation for these Fortnite 4-inch figures, and that is butterfly joints up here. So his arms go back and forth like that, which are pretty cool. If you want him to raise his arms, they go up about that far, no higher than that, but they do go all the way around. There's a rotation and a hinge at the elbow, but that's about as far as it is. Not quite 90 degrees, maybe not even quite like 35. I'm not sure. I don't know my degrees very well. There is a rotation and a hinge at the wrist, and that was actually, I heard a little snap. That was tight. The paint released, and it looks like it's the same as Sloan, where the right one is up and down, the left one is back and forth. So, and we'll get that arm up so you can see this one looks like it might be just a little bit higher than the other one. And so he's got a torso cut, and it goes back and forth, forward and back. I tried moving the waist, and it doesn't seem to want to move at all, so I'd say there's no waist movement. He's got the Fortnite twist. The Fortnite twist. Yep. And there's not a lot of range there. If you want him to sit, oh man, this dude is out of luck. This battle armor does not allow him to sit. About the splits, there we go. He can go about that far. But what do you expect? It's battle armor. Double pin knee, and that's about as far back as he can go. He at least has much better range of motion than Sloan does. And he's in armor, and she's in like, what, loose exercise suit pants or something? I don't know what they are exactly, but they're interesting. There we go. If you want him to lean back, because his ankles go back that far, he's got Sloan beat. He has her beat. And then going forward, he does not have her beat there. He does not go nearly as far forward as she does. But anyway, there's a pivot and a hinge there at the ankle. And that's pretty much all there is for Gunner. Now, head removal time, because he has a mask. I have learned, and since opening this box, that at least mine is... Can we say something more that's not so great? Let's get focused in here. And let's see. So mine has a bit of a damaged piece, like right here on the edge. And this square is the piece that goes down in the head. My edge, it looks to be a little damaged, and I'm not sure if it's supposed to be or what exactly. But anyway, I tuck it in front first and then push it in. Otherwise, it won't go in. It's got to like go in a very certain way. Otherwise, it doesn't go in very well. The head rotates all the way around, and it looks really cool. Although, just realistically speaking, if you hold the heads next to each other, it doesn't look like this mask would actually go around that head. That's very nitpicky of me, and don't base a purchase decision on that. If you want the head to look up, that's as far as I can get it to look up. And if you want it to look down, besides the fact it's very difficult to look down, if you try to make this head look down, then the head comes right on out. So I'm not quite sure if this thing has been refined, this removable neck piece. Same with Gunner, or his natural head, if you have him look up, he looks up about that far, but if you want him to look down, then head comes right on out. So I would say that this little piece of clever design, and I do like the idea, I just wish it held in a little bit better. I do like the idea because when you swap the heads out, then instead of him having a skin colored neck on top of a mask, especially in game when it's not supposed to be that way, you can swap out the whole neck and head, and then it looks more game-like, more like character-like. So I do really like this neck design thing. I think that's really cool and clever. It just needs to be kind of perfected a little bit. Maybe some sort of another little locking dot something in there. I don't know what I'm saying. So anyway, he's got his Stinger SMG. We're going to slide it right on in his hand. Does not look like I can get a finger into there, so we'll just do this for now. But there he is, Gunner with his Stinger SMG. Looks cool. Then you get these things, these punch saw dual pickaxes. Now the last Gunner had issues getting these on, and I'm not entirely sure how they go on, because the holes almost seem too small to go around these hands. These are big, knuckly hands. But we'll try again. Oh, his thumb got caught. So that's bad to have the thumb sticking out. So you can kind of like tuck them around the fingers, kind of. The problem here with this is that the knuckles on the left side stick out much further than the right side. We'll show the knuckles there. There, we'll stick his hands up and you can kind of see there. So he has got like, big knuckles over here and small knuckles over there. And so trying to hook this on, it just doesn't. It really doesn't. You can do that, which looks silly. It really does. I don't know if there's another way. I don't know if there's something I'm missing. Something like this really needs instructions to show exactly how they fit on, because honestly, I can't get it over this hand at all. And I think that's a design thing. These should be maybe a little bit bigger, maybe the hole a little bigger, or maybe swappable hands, like fist hands, so then they just slide right on in. Because if I'm a kid getting this as a gift, or I buy this and I try and get this to work, I'm going to get frustrated, or I'm going to be breaking a thumb or something. So that one at least is a little bit better. You can't get the thumb in there, and I don't know if the thumb is supposed to go in there. But you can't push it down real far either, because that will break the thumb. So I don't like the Fortnite letters there, so we're going to swap this out. So there. We can do that, and then of course it falls out because it's not in there tight. But it looks like these pieces, so it looks like this section might hook around the wrist. If that's the case, then so close. See? It is so close, but not quite there. And this is a nice, expensive, exclusive, deluxe set with all this extra nice stuff. The problem is we actually have already gotten this figure before, so the only thing nice and extra about this figure is the colors. So if you don't necessarily need or want these colors, you don't necessarily need to get this set. You can get the... Shoot, what was the set he came in? I already forgot. He came in a set. Oh no, it was what am I saying? It's the limited edition figure that was just recently out at Walmart. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So if you don't need it, now Sloan is a different story. We don't have this figure in any way, shape, or form, so you're kind of stuck. If you want this figure, you're going to have to get the set. Alright, so let's try something. This harvesting tool has a massive, thick handle. And the one thing that I've had a little problem with is Jazwares designing small hands, and they put them with these massively huge handles. Yes, I know, I've used some large, expressive words, but will it fit? All right, so it looks like, all right, so I take it back. It does just barely fit in the hand. Barely, but it really bends that thumb kind of backwards a little bit to keep this there. So I don't know why they can't make the handles a little bit thinner than the blades. Wow, I just sound so negative, don't I, in this video? I don't mean to. It's just I'm describing and talking about the things I'm looking at here. I used to be so positive for Fortnite. I used to be like hugely everything was great. And it just seems like, you know, I don't know. But here's her tactical assault rifle she can hold. So she's kind of geared up there. Loose head looking down. There we go. There's Sloan, Dr. Sloan, Golden Dr. Sloan, Paging Dr. Sloan. Anyway, and then here's her Rift to go. We'll set that there. So here are Tempest Gunner, Golden Dr. Sloan Super Styles for each of these from the seasons. Pretty fun, pretty cool. I overall do like the figures. I can like the figures, but I can acknowledge some of the things that I don't like about them. You know, certain points of articulation, certain things about how maybe a head works. I can like things, but still acknowledge some of those little bits that I don't like about them. You know, enjoy that little tidbit. But anyway, here is the special edition, or Fortnite Special Edition Jazwares Vault 2-pack Dr. Sloan Golden and Gunner Tempest that we have been waiting for since Toy Fair last year. We've been waiting a long time for this, and we've known about this for a long time. Hopefully Jazwares releases some new stuff into the vault, because there is a huge backlog of Fortnite action figures that we've all been, dare I say, patiently waiting, or what? I mean, we haven't had a choice. But I hope that the vault turns into a place that they will somehow get these figures and release them, because we want to give you money, Jazwares. A lot of us want to give you more money. And, you know, we just do. We want this stuff because we love this stuff. We enjoy these figures. They are so awesome. They are so cool. And at least from a consumer point of view, we think you have a hot license. I don't know what's on the financial side, on your side of things, but we think this is great and we think this is awesome. Let us give you money, Jazwares. Anyway, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.